Boys and girls, moms and dads, brothers and sisters, cats and dogs, welcome to the world of Strawberry Shortcake.
Who sleeps all night in a cake made of strawberry, wakes up bright in a cake made of strawberry, living right in a cake made of strawberry. Strawberry shortcake. Wouldn't you know? Who sweeps her floors in a cake made of strawberry, plays outdoors of a cake made of strawberry, games and chores in a cake made of strawberry. Strawberry shortcake. Wouldn't you know? It's love that makes her garden grow, with lots of pretty berries in a row. She greets each day with a berry glow. She's strawberry shortcake. Wouldn't you know? What's it like to stay in a cake made of strawberry, work and play in a cake made of strawberry, learn the way of little Miss Strawberry. Strawberry shortcake. And you will know. Strawberry shortcake says you'll know.
Once upon a rainy day, Jennifer's mom surprised her with something new to play.
Oh, it's Strawberry Shortcake!
Strawberry Shortcake Musical Match-Ups is a video cartridge you buy separately to play on an Atari 2600 video computer system. Your parents hook it up to the TV. When you put the Strawberry Land characters back together again, they put on a dance for you.
Okay.
It's musical, fanciful, and very, very funny. Strawberry Shortcake Musical Match-Ups video game cartridge is new from Parker Brothers. Video computer system sold separately.
How's it going, everybody? It's time for Poestyle video. And we're back to Atari 2600. It's been a while. And I'm actually going to be playing today's game on my Atari 2600 Plus. That's been a while as well. Haven't done anything on that since I got it, maybe. And more specifically, Parker Brothers. Love me some Parker Brothers. Even more specifically, Strawberry Shortcake for Parker Brothers, a 1983 game. Now, why are we talking about Strawberry Shortcake? Tee-hee-hee, why is a 50-year-old man, almost 51, playing Strawberry Shortcake on the Atari 2600? Well, I'll tell you why. There's a story behind this, like there's a story behind everything. Now, before I get much further, if I remember, maybe I'll remember, down in the comments below, I will pin a timestamp to the gameplay if you really must get there and want to skip out on all this great history. But anyway, as you know, on the show, we do our show each week, and then a lot of times afterwards in the green room, if there's time and if we're charged up, still have battery power, we'll just sit and talk for a little bit. Off-grid, G Parker Arcade, the Gaming Road Warrior, and myself, we'll talk. You know, we text each other throughout the week, and we'll talk. And I'm pretty sure this was in the green room. We were talking one day. And I think the other guys had to go, and I think it was down to me and Mike CB, the Gaming Road Warrior. And we were talking about my original lineup of games for my Atari 2600 back in the day. And, you know, I talked about it on my videos before Christmas of 1982. I got my Atari 2600, and my parents bought that for us, a 4-switch Woody, and it came with Combat, of course, and Pac-Man 2600, and they also bought Haunted House. My dad loved haunted houses, still does. He loves Halloween, loves that theme. He saw that game and he bought that, and that was the family game. And then for my oldest brother, they bought Pitfall. For my other brother that's 2 years older than me, they bought Defender, and for me, they bought Stampede. I don't know how they came about that. They didn't come to us and ask. They just got us those games. And so, nothing for my sister. Now, at the time, I was 9, almost 10. My sister's 6 years older than me, so she was going on 16 years old getting ready to get a driver's license, makeup, boys, the whole deal, high school for her. We didn't have a lot of arcades around, like I've said a million times. Video games weren't a huge deal for someone like her at that point. So I think that it was just one of those things, you know, she had other things she really wanted, being a teenage girl and at that age. And so they just really didn't get her one of her own. Now, she had friends come over and they would sit and play Pac-Man, and she played Stampede. I remember her playing Defender a little bit with my brother, but mostly she played Pac-Man and Stampede. And so I'm talking about this with Mike Gaming Road Warrior. And he made kind of a joke. He's like, oh, they should have bought your sister Strawberry Shortcake. And he made that joke. And I don't even know if he knew there was a Strawberry Shortcake for the 2600 at the time when he said that. And I said, well, they did make a Strawberry Shortcake game. And I said, but that didn't come out until 83. We got this in 82. And 83, of course, was the great North American game crash that year, you know. But I said, I don't have that game. Now, whenever I do a video on games, I like to have the physical copy. Of course, I had the ROM for it already. I had like the whole library, original library and ROMs to play. So I said, you know what, I will do a video. He said, you should do a video on the Strawberry Shortcake. I said, well, I love Parker Brothers, so... But if I do a video, I want to have the game, as long as it's not crazy price, which it's not. And so I bought the game and the manual off of eBay last summer and just never got around to the video. And so I wanted to do that because we talked about it, and I've had them sitting here since last summer. And another thing is, Mike was kind enough to, you know, he was out picking up stuff, and he got me the manual for MASH. For the Atari 2600, and I have the loose game, the cartridge. I never had the manual for MASH, so that's going to be another upcoming video that I'll be doing soon. And this has been here for a long time, so I just need to get around to finally doing these. So that's why I'm doing a video on Strawberry Shortcake. Yeah, it's a musical match-up, dress-up game with music and memory and stuff like that. That's why I'm doing this. But it's a huge pop culture thing. Strawberry Shortcake was huge. You couldn't avoid it. We grew up with He-Man and, you know, Star Wars and G.I. Joe and Thundercats, whatever was your thing if you were a kid of the 70s and the 80s, a boy of the 70s and the 80s. You couldn't avoid the commercials and even the cartoons of Strawberry Shortcake.
Strawberry shortcakes tickle 'cause she's found that look-alike twins look alike upside down. Strawberry shortcake with custard and lamb and Ada with sugar woofer, each sold separately.
Sugar woofer, how do you tell the twins apart? I sniff them. They both smell lemony. That's why they're called Lem and Ada. But which is which? Dog defino.
New lamb and Ada with sugar woofer. Strawberry shortcake with custard sold separately. From Kenner.
Hello there. You're invited to Strawberry Shortcake's housewarming party. All her new friends will be there. Mint tulip and marshmallow, crepe Suzette and eclair, almond tea and marzipanda, cafe au lait and burrito. The English twins, Lemonada, and their pet Sugar Woofer. Oh, even that peculiar purple pie man won't be able to spoil the fun. Be sure to watch Strawberry Shortcake's housewarming surprise.
It's a very delicious kind of day.
Strawberry Shortcake's fixing breakfast. Smells good.
It's my new Strawberry Shortcake cereal. It's berry pink.
Strawberry pink.
With a crispy strawberry taste.
Even smells like strawberry.
My very favorite.
Most important.
I know. It's a very tasty part of this good, nutritious breakfast.
You're pretty bright.
So are you.
New Strawberry Shortcake cereal.
It's very delicious.
And she had a longevity that some of these things didn't have. Even when my daughter was growing up, of course, they rehashed and redid Strawberry Shortcake. She was new and funky fresh, and my daughter started collecting these. But my wife had collected the originals. She told me she loved it. They would smell them and sniff them. I remember the little girls in my class And the neighbor girl had like the Strawberry Shortcake house. The girls in my class, we were bringing in Masters of the Universe and G.I. Joe for recess time to hide them in our desk or whatever. They were bringing in Strawberry Shortcake and her friends, and they were sniffing them. The only ones we had to smell were like Moss Man and Stinkor from Masters of the Universe, and they smelled like absolute turd. And then when you put them together and they stored them together and they mixed, wow, they smelled like Ultimate Turd Supreme. Nice. But the Strawberry Shortcake was huge, and it started out a little bit of research on it. American Greetings cards, they actually first created her in 72, 73, so she's as old as me, maybe a little bit older, or maybe a year older than me. 51, 52 years old, and she's been going strong. Started out as a greeting card with a little bit of different form, then they added more strawberry stuff to her, and just got absolutely huge. And then they were doing cartoon specials, and I've mentioned this before too. We had the 3 major networks, and then we had the WQED, the local, which had our Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and stuff. And then eventually we had a couple UHF channels that came in around here that we had some cool stuff like wrestling and stuff on, and then the He-Man and them were on syndication. But if there were any cartoon specials on for the holidays or anything at all, we usually watched them no matter what they were. And there were Strawberry Shortcake specials that came out that they showed mixed in with other specials. Maybe you had a Looney Tunes special or a Garfield special or Charlie Brown, and then there's a Strawberry Shortcake special. Maybe we weren't the intended audience. Well, kids were the intended audience. So we sat there and we watched it, We watched it because we watched the Looney Tunes. So we knew about Strawberry Shortcake. She was on. She was there. And so, yeah, it's funny that Gaming Road Warrior brought that up because, yes, Mike, there was a Strawberry Shortcake game. And you didn't see a lot of stuff that was really marketed towards girls. Now, nowadays, people would say, that's not marketed towards girls. Anybody can play it. Things weren't seen in the same way. Let's just lay it out there. It wasn't seen in the same way. Now, you could say that a lot of Atari games were just basic. You were a dot, you were this or that, so it wasn't really intended towards just boys. And girls did play. I remember hearing girls talking about playing Atari at school and stuff. But a lot of them, if you look at them, were, space games, a lot of that stuff since the 50s and even maybe before that were always focused more towards boys than they were girls. So Strawberry Shortcake, they marketed the dolls and all of that stuff towards little girls. So you had this game, and even the commercial for it was about a little girl that was sad and looking out the window, and then now Mom brought her home a game, and it's Strawberry Shortcake Musical Match-Ups, right? So, and it's surprising to me because Mattel Electronics, you had the Intellivision. I'm surprised you didn't see a Barbie game for that. You had a Masters of the Universe game, almost had a Masters of the Universe 2 game for that, but you didn't have a Barbie game for that. There wasn't a Barbie game, I think they said, until the following year, and that was for the Commodore 64. So maybe a missed opportunity there, but I don't think they were really focusing on girls so much. Now, this did come out at a time, like I said, right during the crash, when you did have more of a kids-focused type of deal. I think a lot of these games for Atari were more focused towards maybe the teenage kids that were going to the arcades and pumping in the quarters, so they wanted a Space Invaders and a Pac-Man, a Frogger, a Donkey Kong at home. So you had the kids controller that I did a video on a year or so ago, and those type of games for kids, and this is more of something like that. So Strawberry Shortcake, and like I said, she had cartoon specials and just became something huge. And this is the instruction manual, and it's very basic. If you're gonna review something like this, you have to review it thinking about kids, and maybe not even kids of this time that have a million things available to them. You have to think about it back then, where kids had one system available to them. So keep that in mind if you're going to review. I'm not reviewing it, I'm just showing you what it is. But you got to keep that in mind. You had one system. Your parents probably weren't going to buy you 2, 3 consoles back then. They were expensive as heck, you know. So this is what they had, and if you had a little girl, maybe she could play, you know, she would enjoy some of the other things, maybe Smurfs. Now, Coleco did have 2 Cabbage Patch Kid games come out, but those, again, mostly you saw little girls with them, but you did see some boys with Cabbage Patch Kids back then. Strawberry Shortcake was more centered towards girls. But it's very simple. You mix up the head, the body, and the feet, or they mix them up. You try to get them back to the person that they're meant for, all one thing. But they also do things with music, and it gets harder. The different levels, you set it for each level. And the further up you go, 1-berry game, 2-berry game, 3-berry, it gets harder. But it'll tell you their name at the bottom if you get it right. And when you get to game mode 3, you're timed. The sun starts moving across the sky, and you better get them right before that sun goes the whole way across, or it's game over, man. And I'll tell you what, it'll get really hard once you get up to a 6-berry game, I'll tell you. But yeah, that's the story behind this. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and go to the gameplay. Okay, hopefully everything is up and running here. We're all set up. I hope there's no echoey. And let's turn on our 2600 plus. We're going to play Strawberry Shortcake on that. Is it going to fire up? And there it is, 2600 plus style. And I'm using my Retro Game Boy's controller for it. If you can see that. So not a joystick. I have my other joystick sitting here. I love this thing. It's just a rewired, redone NES controller. You put the wood grain on. I've had this for years. I love it. And there it is. Strawberry Shortcake. And I have my instruction manual. Here. And so we'll play game 1 to begin with. And it says setting up the console control. We have those. It shows me the pictures of how they're supposed to look. Joystick controller. 1-berry game. A mix-up character will appear on the screen. Use the joystick to put together a Strawberry Land character that you think is correct. Selected the head, body, and legs that you think are correct. Press the red button. If you're right, you'll see the character's name at the base of the gazebo. You'll hear the character's talent show tune and see his or her legs dance to the music. When music and dancing end, you'll see another mixed up character that needs to be put together correctly. If you're wrong, you'll hear a mixed up tune that's made up of a bit of the tune for each character's parts that you've selected. For example, if you have Purple Pie Man's head, Strawberry Shortcake's body, and Lime Chiffon's legs, you'll hear a tune that has a little bit of the Purple Pie Man's tune, Strawberry Shortcake's tune, and Lime Chiffon's tune. You'll also see the character's legs dance to the music, but you won't see a name below. So this is the simplest of games. It's not timed or anything. It's a 1-berry game. Very good. Barry Gibb. So if we hit select, or I'm sorry, reset, did that start it? Did that do anything? I didn't hear any sound whatsoever. Let's try it again. Okay, so if I look at my pictures, I'm not timed here, so I'm okay to look at my pictures. That is Huck's head. So we can change it to anybody we want, but we just got to get the whole person's body and legs and head together. So let's move down one. Which one is Huckleberry? That's Purple Pie Man. Look at that. You can tell those are evil arms. Look at the fingers. Those are creepy fingers right there. They do bad things. No. Is that Huck? It's a very good chance that's Huck. I don't know. That looks different than the picture. That's not Huck. I think we were at Huck. That looks different than the instruction manual, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Is that Huck's feet? He has red shoes. See, if this was timed, I would be totally done. There we go. Now let's hit the red button. See? Huckleberry Pie. His name came up. That's his music. Look at him dancing. Uh-oh. Who's that? I don't even know who that is. That is, they don't look like the pictures in the instruction manual. I'm telling you that right now. That is that lime chiffon? Maybe. They took bad pictures in the instruction manual. Okay, let's change her feet. She has like flat feet. Hey, is that her feet? My lord, the picture in the instruction manual is terrible. It's a good thing we're not timed here. Oh, Purple Pie Man, that's his feet and his creepy fingers. Let's change his head. Now that's some rockin' music. He didn't get enough music time. Well, that looks like almost a whole Huck right there. I could be wrong. The feet are wrong. Let's get some Huck feet going. That was way too simple. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, da-da-da-da. Ho 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 ho! What happens if we just say yeah? Because that's definitely his feet, Purple Pie Man. That's definitely his head. But he's wearing Strawberry Shortcake's clothes. That's her fingers. Let's hit the button and find out. We've created a whole new song. Well, maybe not a new song, but it's a song that hasn't been heard in 40 years. 40 years. 41 years, maybe. We could just go the simple route and change his midsection, but let's change it to Strawberry Shortcake. She got a big puffy head that smells like a strawberry. Who is this? This is a mix of everybody. We got Huck's middle. We got, I don't know whose feet we got there. No idea. That looks like a blueberry muffin. Is that blueberry muffin's feet? No, these aren't blue feet. Whose feet are those? Lime chiffon? We're jamming to 3 different tunes there all together. All together now. Who do we want to make this? They didn't give us any blueberry muffin lady yet. This is pretty exciting. Okay. I thought we would see all the characters, and we haven't seen Blueberry Muffin yet. Okay, is any of this Blueberry Muffin? The feet might be her this time, so... Okay, let's find her dress. There we go. There we go. Alright, we're going to go to a 2-berry game. So, press down the game reset switch at any time after you turn the game on. The one berry game will begin. Okay, we did that. We did that. Okay, the one berry game. We're going to hit select. Two berry game ready. So now with two berry game, a mix-up character will appear. A character name will appear at the base. Use the joystick. Okay. If you're right, the character's name. If you're wrong, character will dance all mixed up. Same character will stay on the screen until you correctly put it together. Okay, so we're not timed yet in a two-berry game. This goes up to six-berry game. I don't know if we're going to get that far. That's very, very hard to do. Alright, I think we learned what to do there. Now, let's go to 3. If he would ever stop jamming. I think this is where it's timed, and the sun will start moving. Yep. And they're telling us what they want. It's pass or fail time now, folks. Oh no, Purple Pie Man. Huckleberry. These controls aren't as responsive as I hoped. Oh no! Get back! So what happens if we fail? Who are we looking for here anyway? Did it tell us? Well, now I don't know who we're looking for. I didn't pay attention, so we're going to fail for sure. No, we didn't see who it was. Did we win? Is that who they told us to make? I guess we won. Huckleberry. Wow, look at that. Blueberry muffin. Hey, my controller doesn't move that fast. I got the wrong feet. Oh, game over, man. Game over. Well, that's about it. That's about it. Well, we still go up to game 6. What is game 5? He looks good that way. Oh, are we going by music? Was that what we were doing? It must have been totally wrong. I don't know what we were doing in Game 5. A mixed-up character will appear on the screen. Character's tune will play at the beginning of the game. Sun will appear at the top. Use the joystick to put together Strawberry Land characters whose tune you heard. But before the sun timer moves away across the... Oh, well, you have to know the tune. Well, F that. I'm not going to know that. Six-berry game. A character's tune will play at the beginning. Sun will appear as the timer. This is the same as 5-berry, but the timer is much faster. Wow. So yeah, they ramped it up for 5 and 6. I don't know anybody's tune. So that's about it. Screw it. We don't know anybody's tune, but did it say the name real quick across the bottom? I don't even know. I have no friggin' clue whose music that was. I know it wasn't the Purple Pie Man. Look at that. I can't even move my controller fast enough. Hawk looks pretty good though as a grown man. No, I didn't say that. That didn't sound right at all. It was Blueberry Muffin, they're telling us. Oh, screw you, Blueberry Muffin. At the beginning of the game, we couldn't even get you to show up. Now you're going to show up and tell us we're wrong. All right. Strawberry Shortcake from Parker Brothers, 1983. So there you have it. That was Strawberry Shortcake Musical Match-Ups for your Atari 2600 from Parker Brothers, a 1983 game. What did I think? 4 little kids. Very fun little match-up game. Like I said, there's really nothing you could compare it to at the time. And if you're going to review something like that, it has to be for the time and for the age. You know, it can't be, hey, I'm a 50-year-old man for 2024, this game sucks. Kids today have a billion different things available to them for every single device. Back then, you had one console. If that 2600 was your console, this was the game you had for something like this. That was probably the only one you had, was for a musical matchup. And when you got up there to those higher games, trying to remember the song, you better memorize that. That was pretty tough. That was pretty hard. If you could remember each one's music, especially before the sun got across there in the 6-berry game, you're a pretty smart kid. So I think they did a really good job for it at the time. So there you go, and there you go, Gaming Road Warrior. There's Strawberry Shortcake. They did a good job with this game for kids of the time. It's a game of its time. Strawberry Shortcake. Who knew? Thank you for joining me, Mr. Poestyle, for another great Mr. Poestyle video. I hope to see you on the next one.
Once upon a rainy day, Jennifer's mom surprised her with something new to play.
What's this crap? I asked for Custer's Revenge!
Strawberry Shortcake Musical Match-Ups is a video cartridge you buy separately to play on an Atari 2600 video computer system. Your parents hook it up to the TV. When you put the Strawberry Land characters back together again, they put on a dance for you. Okay. It's musical, fanciful, and
what a bunch of garbage!
Strawberry Shortcake Musical Match-Ups video game cartridge is new from Parker Brothers. Video computer system sold separately.
Nacho. Come here, Nacho. No biting. No bite. Ooh! No biting! Oh, Nacho, stop!
Somebody's awake. Yep. It's that ornery, mean, and miserable, silly old sneak, the peculiar purple pie man of Porcupine Peak.
Away, belly bird. Steal me berries. I need berries for my pies. Berries! Oh, berries!
He better not try to spoil this special day.